Okay, now this is the beginning of a classic South African barbecue. And the expert, ladies and gentlemen, we announce. He's getting ready. There we go. Yeah, that's the start. That's the official start of the game. Wonderful. Okay, so it is a hard wood that you notice, and this thing, the coals of this fire is just going to be phenomenal tonight. And of course, there on the distance, we've got our lemons ready, and the fish will come out in a bit. Tonight it's a fish fry, it's snoek, and it's a real fresh fish, so that's going to be good. And there's our Sharpei sleeping.
Okay.
There we go, he's totally ready, just checking us out. There we go, total response, he's ready for the day. And he's got his little run, I'll show you his run along the road here. You check, he runs there, and then he comes back here and he inspects the backyard. He comes around there and then back again, and he does the whole house. So, nou, gaan jy by Koos of Kobus?
Kobus.
Kobus.
Ja, of
Lekker.
Koos, maak nie saak nie.
Kobus, nou, jy toer hele Afrika deur met jou trokke. Ek hoor nou vroeër vandag oor waar jy was. Vertel ons 'n bietjie van hoe ver jy noord was.
Die verste was Kenia.
Tot in Kenia.
Ja.
En wat se tipe goed vat jy op noorde toe?
Myn toerusting.
Is dit al wat jy deesdae doen?
Ja, myn toerusting en plofstof.
Hoor my magtig. Sê dit hoor.
Praat jy ver?
Nou praat jy.
Nee, maar is kyk.
Nee, maar ek weet
Kijk.
jy daar praat van klopstof aan daai kant. Dan praat jy ver, maar dan praat jy nou groot geselskap.
Ja, nee, maar ons vat kyk dit is ek weet nie wat noem jy dit presies nie. Dit lyk soos kunsmiskorreltjies.
O ja, van hy's nog okay. Ja. Is dit net onder druk dan wat hy?
Nee, dis in sakke.
O, okay. So maar wat laat hom dan ontplof as ek so 'n bietjie omskuif?
Water.
Jacques,
Oh.
I
Mag
forgot
nie
to
nat word nie, ja.
mention this
Dan
is
brand hy soos
a
vuur.
barbecue in winter.
Oh yeah. Yes, the Americans giving us a little cultural reflection on what the reality is. The temperature here is ice cold. It's about, what's it now? About 16 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And the fire's helping us out.
the fire is doing the trick.
Yes.
So, tell me, what do you like about Africa? I mean, it's a very big question, but if you go north and so forth, and your experiences in Africa, what is the magic to Africa for you?
The bush.
Okay?
I come from a farm, so the bush and every day is different.
Mm-hmm.
It's never the same. Never.
So,
And
if
the
you
people
can,
you meet and
now you've been to the Congo. You mentioned earlier Burundi, Tanzania, Kenya. You've not been to Angola,
no.
and you've
I've been
done
in,
Namibia.
When I was in the army, yeah. Namibia plenty times.
Namibia plenty times, and then also Botswana.
Yeah, plenty.
Okay, been Botswana. So what has taken you then to Namibia and Botswana? Also mining?
Mining, yeah.
Okay, so really it's taken you all over.
Most of the only times when I went there was to Windhoek and Swakop.
Okay. And,
Botswana, all over.
okay, really. And so,
And sometimes when you go to Zambia, if the loads are too big, the border posts are too small to go through Zimbabwe, so you have to go via Botswana.
oh, so you already know which border post won't work
Yeah,
because of the size of your truck. And then you,
Off the load.
yeah. And so, refueling, when you get up north, how did you figure out what to do with refueling? Because you say when you go into the Congo, there's
you
not...
do research and you talk to the other guys.
Okay, so you do
And
networking
you take-
beforehand.
Yeah, and you take long distance tanks with you. What is it's dangerous because they can steal it, but you have to be wake up.
So, when you take your tanks up north, how far can you go then on your long distance tanks?
Well, the truck gives us 2 k's on a liter, so with 4,000 or 2,000 liters, you can do 4,000 kilometers. Congo and back is 8,000.
So you can go one way.
Yeah, we
If in
fuel in
theory,
Zambia.
yeah. So you go to Zambia, then you got enough
Tanzania
in there and
is
back.
far, it's 9,000 up there and back. But we refuel in Zambia, and then there's one place in Morogoro, and just before Dar es Salaam we refuel.
Okay, so we're in Kimberley today. If I were to tell you, I want you to go to Nairobi and back, and you had to make a mental calculation in your head, how long it'll take you up there and back, what would you think?
30 days.
30 days.
No.
Because of, wow,
Border posts.
it's 15, and you also calculate in expected sometimes stops and things that you just cannot.
Border posts. The thing is, they've got the nicest machines there to count money and what, but there's no electricity. So they do everything by hand. And they're only open daylight. So like now in the winter in Tanzania, they are open shorter hours than in summer.
So, what's the optimal time to arrive at the border post?
I've done Tanzania in 12 days. Up to the
So,
equator.
if you're heading now for your first border post, let's say Bite Bridge,
Yeah.
what would be the best time of the day to arrive at the post to get through the fastest?
Anytime. There are 24 hours. You can go there.
Oh, but
anytime.
there's
The
no
thing is-
like lineup of trucks. Just
There is, but I've been too long in the business. I make an appointment beforehand.
oh, what do you mean you make an appointment?
I talk to my runner and then he will tell me when to leave Pretoria. Then he organizes.
What do you mean you
because
talk to your runner? What's a runner?
A runner is a guy that's doing all your papers in the Zim side and the
Oh,
South
that
African
means
side.
this is a guy at the post itself.
Yeah, I pay him a fee of 200 rand. He does all my paperwork and he tells me, listen, you must come through. Then I go through. Then all I do is I
Okay.
just stamp my passport.
Okay, so when he tells you you can come through, what happens then when you get to the post? How is that any
We've got
faster?
a truck stop just on maybe 5 k's from the border. We park there and then I phone him. I tell him, listen, blessing, this and this is the situation. This is my load. Or I talk to him in Pretoria already and then he tells me, you can come tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Start your truck and come.
Okay, so you show up then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon at the post. Now, is there a lineup of trucks at that moment or not?
There's always.
And you just have to fall in the back.
No.
And what do you do?
You bribe them. Then
No,
you
no,
go
but I mean,
past.
okay, so no, so is there, okay, because what I'm visualizing is like going into a movie theater. There's a line. There's no other line but the line.
The thing is, I do abnormals. Abnormals doesn't go with the normal route. We go.
So you
where
go
the cars
straight
are
up to
going.
the service counter, if
Yeah.
I can call it that.
Yeah.
And there they
Straight up.
tell you,
We go through the vet side, where the cattle goes through. If you want to import some cattle or sheep or dogs, because they cannot stand in a line because of the,
Yeah.
they will dehydrate
Sure.
or whatever. So we go on that line. That one is, it's the same line as the lines the guys using for refrigeration. They also, because there's plenty of ShopRites and Pick and Pays in Zambia, those guys use the same line.
and then, wow, this fire is getting hotter and
And
hotter. Let me
and
just show you
also
this.
the-
I'm standing
the
further and further here from the fire.
Because of the
Right,
danger.
okay.
They cannot
Okay.
let us stand in the
Right.
queue because of the explosive. You get a guy that's not lucky, he throws a cigarette onto my truck and then it's kaboom.
Yeah, okay, now this is just, I could feel the heat is working me over. Okay, so we'll do a little pause here and then we'll go on.
Yes.